Sexual reproduction in plants, class 7th, chapter 12. Sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction is the formation of new plants through the fusion of male and female gametes. Here, male and female gametes both are used for the production of new plants, and it is carried out by flowering plants. All flowering plants reproduce by sexual reproduction method. Children, this we know, flowers are the reproductive organs of a plant. Now, flowers, these are of two types, complete or bisexual flower. Complete or bisexual flower contains both male and female reproductive cells, and they have all the four parts of a flower. For example, sepals, petals, stamens, pistil. All the four parts of the flower, these are present in bisexual flower. Example, hibiscus and citrus. Hibiscus means gudhal or China rose, ठीक है, and citrus plants, so they have bisexual flower. You can see both stamen and pistil in these flowers. Incomplete or unisexual flower, they contains either male or female reproductive cells. Means इन फ्लावर्स में या तो मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सेल होगा और या फीमेल, या स्टेमन और या pistil. Now have only three parts: sepal, petals, stamens और pistil. स्टेमन और पिस्टिल में से इन फ्लावर्स में एक ही पार्ट होगा. एग्जाम्पल, पपाया एंड corn. Figure is given here. You can see reproductive parts of a flower. Children, you are seeing a pic of a flower showing reproductive organs. Now stamen, it is labeled yellow colored part. The upper part is anther. Upper lobed yellow portion is anther, and the filament like stalk like portion is filament. It is labeled separately also. In the center, carpel or pistil is present, which has three part: ovary, bottom part, and in between the stalk like part is style, and at the top stigma is present. You can see labeled diagram also. Children, you can see male flower and female flower in this pic. Male flower contain only stamen and female flower contain only pistil. Stamens, diagram is also below. It is the male organ. Stamens, it is the male organ. It bears anther. Anther contains pollen grains which produce male cells or gametes. Pollen grains has male cells or gamete. Now pistil, spelling of pistil Pistil, not Tle. It is the female organ and it composed of stigma, style and ovary. The ovary produce female cells and gamete. Children, you can see in the pic, below pic shows ovary. Pollination, transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a flower is known as pollination. Pollination means transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a flower. Now it is the first step in the process of seed formation. For the formation of seed, pollination, this is the first step, and it is of two types: self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination means when the pollen of a flower falls on the stigma of the same flower. Pollen grains, they are transferred from anther to the stigma of the same flower. Then it is called self-pollination. You can see in the pic also. Cross-pollination. Pollen grains are transferred from anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower of same kind or same kind of different plants. Then it is called cross pollination. When the pollens of a flower falls on the stigma of another flower of same kind plants, then it is cross pollination. So children, pollination, this is of two types, self pollination and cross pollination. Children, by this pic you can also observe how self and cross pollination take place. Self pollination means pollen grains fall on the stigma of the same flower. But in cross pollination, the pollen grains has to be transferred and they falls on the stigma of another flower of the same kind. For cross pollination, we need some agents. Agents of pollinations which help in the pollination process. They may be natural factor like the wind. Okay, so first we study about wind. Now wind blows away pollen grains from the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower. Now features of flower, they must be small. The wind pollination take place in the small size flower and these are not brightly colored and they don't produce any nectar. Means these flowers don't have anything for attracting birds and insects. Now features of pollen grains. They must be very light and they produced in large number so that they can be blown by the wind. Example, pollination in wheat, rice and maize plant. So this take place by wind. Water. Water also helps in pollination. Pollen grains are released into the water are carried out by water currents to other flowers. Example, aquatic plants such as seagrass and Vallisneria. So these are pollinated by water. Insects. Children, insects also help in pollination. Insects visit flower for nectar. Nectar means plant juice. Some pollen grains stick to the body parts of these insects. When these insects visit another flower, the pollen grains fall on the stigma. You can see here in the pic, butterfly is doing pollination. Now features of flower. They have sweet smell so that they attract insects and birds. Brightly colored petals. Brightly colored petals also attract insects. For diurnal insect. Diurnal means which are active at day. For example, rose and sunflower. White light green petals for nocturnal insect. For example, jasmine and cacti. Rich in nectar. These flowers must be rich in nectar. Features of pollen grains. These must be sticky pollen grains. Pollen grains must be sticky so that they stick to the body parts of the insect. Fertilization. The process of fusion of male and female gamete is called fertilization. After successful pollination, the stigma they secrete nutrients and pollen grains absorb these and start growing in the form of a thin tube called pollen tube until it reaches the ovule inside the ovary. Then release male gamete into the ovule. Fertilization takes place, results in the formation of zygote. Children, you are able to see the pic. You are seeing in the pic. The pollen grain, they reaches the stigma. Pollen tube is growing. Then the pollen tube reaches to the ovary. And pollen tube carries the male gamete. The fusion of male and female gamete take place inside the ovary. And in this way, the zygote is formed. Fruit and seed formation. After fertilization, ovary enlarges to form the fruit. The ovary part of the flower changes into fruit. The wall of the ovary becomes the fruit wall. The ovules become seeds. A fruit may have one or more seeds. Petals, sepals, and other parts of the flower usually dry up and fall off. Children, you are seeing tomato and kiwi fruits formed after fertilization. Seed dispersal. The process by which seeds or fruits are scattered. So this process is called seed dispersal. Dispersal takes place by several mechanisms. Dispersal by explosion. In some plants, dispersal of seeds takes place by explosion, like pea plant, castor plant, and balsam plant. Dispersal by wind. Dandelion, drumstick, and maple. In these plants, seed dispersal take place by wind. Dispersal by water, it take place in coconut, as coconut trees grow near water. Dispersal by animals. Plants which having fleshy fruits, they are eaten by animals and their seeds dispersed by animals. As these animals eat fruits and their stool excreta contains seeds, so the seeds get dispersed. The fruit is the seed bearing part or the ripened ovary of the flowering plant. The ripened ovary is called fruit. The seed is the ripened ovule, which contains an embryo and is covered by a protective coat. Seed has three parts, children, you know: seed coat, cotyledon, and embryo. The process by which the embryo in the seed becomes active and begins to grow into a new plant. This is called germination. Children, you can see in the pic the germination of the seeds. Different stages in the germination. You can see the seed of pea and fruit. Children, you can see in the pic mature plant flowers. When the plants get mature, then it bloom flowers and the pollination take place, and after pollination fertilization take place, and after fertilization fruits are formed. Fruits contain seeds and the seeds on germination produce new plant. So in this way the life cycle of plant take place.